homegrown solution. We have developed a strategic plan for a homegrown solution. And when we first came into the ministry, it's for us to have a stakeholders engagement so that we can develop our own strategy. And it's based on the premises that time is gone when we should be given fish, but we should learn to go on our own and fish. And that also tallies with the United Nations focus globally. That countries are now supported to develop the resiliency skills to get themselves rather than being fed with what is coming. And it's in that direction that we have developed our local strategy, one based on transparency and accountability. Because whatever we are going to have in the ministry, provided it's not transparent and it's not accountable, the impact is unlikely to be felt. So, and that is also give us a leeway in trying to address our status that we made the country when the ministry is considered as a cash and carry and business as usual enterprises. So Mr. President is focusing on the fact that we must redeem the image of the ministry and institute principle of accountability and transparency. And then we also believe that when we came in, things are not really humanitarian and poverty responses are not in any way being coordinated. While the ministry is there, saddled with responsibility of developing policy, oversight, quality assurance, and many others, and mitigating the impact of crisis, disasters, it becomes very difficult because there is no coordination at level of ministry with state and local government level. And therefore, we have to develop a memo to the Federal Executive Council, which has got the approval of the council, to have National Council on Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. This will give us a way to develop a program that is not federal program, but a national program in its right from inception, implementations, and oversight, so that we can have a document that will give us on our own. We also, some of the local this is to see how we to increase budgetary allocation to the ministry, and which, if you compare the 2024 budget and 2025 budget, we must thank the President, the value has this. And also, to make sure that part of it is to improve on our rapid response program in terms of National Social Register. Already over 5 million families, which represent almost 75 million households, has been reached through the rapid response register, and over 493 billion has been disbursed. And one thing that is locally in our own national, social register, if you look at the data, it reflects the report of multidimensional poverty index in Nigeria. The report says that 65% of vulnerable populace or poor people are in the northern part of the country, while 35% are in the southern part of the country. And then if you look at the urban rural ratio, it also goes 70-30%. 70 are in the rural areas, while 30 are in the urban. And if you look at the total amount, the North, which has the highest in all the national poverty index, Northwest has the highest value, will almost getting to 64%, which is above even the national average of 63%. So the beneficiaries in the northern part of the country are almost 71%, while in the southern part, 29%. This is just reflecting the data that we are working with. So it means that the prioritization and paying more attention to where the burden are is also one of our homegrown solution, and also to make it more effective. And then we also look at the sustainability plan. We all believe that rapid response transfer, cash transfer, should not be a permanent destination. So also stay in National Social Register should be a temporary. There must be an entry point. You may be a rich man today, but for, certain circumstances may lead one to move into National Social Register. One may be in the National Social Register another favorable circumstances may upgrade him to go out of national register. So we are trying, part of our local solution is to make it a temporary destination. And as such, we also follow it up with durable solution. And those durable solutions, we have already put them into practice. I can remember some of your correspondents, I think I made a correspondent of channels when I went to Plateau State to flag up the harvesting season that we have had when we had an agricultural MOU cultivation plan between Ministry of Material Affairs, our MDA, the National Commission for Refugee, and also the NALDA and Federal Ministry of Agriculture, where we provide them with all necessary instruments, and we serve as an interface to promote local reconciliation between host community and internally displaced person. And internally displaced local host community donated a farm which was cultivated by the internally displaced person, and that we had a ratio of sharing the harvest, which is 30 to 70. The 30% of what was cultivated will be retained by the internally displaced person, while the 70% will be uptaken by government, and government will also use it to feed the other IDPs. And that 70% represent the cash component, because if you leave them without cash component, you are still not making much impact. And then I also mentioned that as part of durable solution, we are looking to smallholder farmers that I've mentioned earlier, that we are going to start our government enterprises and empowerment program, that we are going to disburse to 21,000 farmers, and each will receive at least nothing less than 300,000 to support. And it's a soft loan that is non-collateral and interest-free, to targeting the dry season farming to complement a lot of losses that may be encountered as a result of flooding and many other issues.